Before you order the products you think you need for skin transformation in 2025, you have to watch this video. I'm going to give you the top 3 product tips to make sure that you get results. I will explain why most products don't deliver on their promises and how you can avoid wasting your money with a bit of awareness. Welcome to the Skin Consultancy channel. I'm Sahil, and I'm also the author of The Skin Consult, the definitive reference book on skin health and common concerns for all ages. I've been in the advanced skincare industry for 20 years, and my industry experience enables me to offer a unique and often controversial perspective. At first glance, this seems like a pretty generic and obvious tip. But what you probably didn't know is that not all forms of vitamin C are created equal. Most common vitamin C products contain forms of vitamin C that are very stable. This is to ensure that the products have longer shelf life, but unfortunately, this affects the product's ability to perform. What you didn't know is that all forms of vitamin C are converted within your skin into the only form of bioavailable vitamin C called L-ascorbic acid. L-ascorbic acid is the most powerful form of vitamin C that you can use, and its benefits improve with its concentration up to 20%. At concentrations over 20%, the risks of irritation increase, and this disrupts the risk-benefit ratio. For this reason, it's advisable to stick with an L-ascorbic acid product with around a 20% concentration. The challenge with L-ascorbic acid is its potential to oxidize, which it does rapidly in any aqueous solution, which is how most serums are prepared. There are some other ingredients like ferulic acid and vitamin E that are also antioxidants that help to prolong the stability of the L-ascorbic acid, but not indefinitely. Thankfully, there are some new products available that contain L-ascorbic acid in a silicone emulsion that prevents oxidation, making it a great option. Why do you need a vitamin C product? First of all, it's an incredibly powerful antioxidant protecting against free radical damage from UV overexposure, pollution, and other triggers. L-ascorbic acid forms a persistent reservoir in your skin when applied 8-hourly and is able to provide long-lasting protective effects. Secondly, L-ascorbic acid is one of the crucial compounds required for collagen synthesis in your skin, and if you understand the aging process, the loss of collagen is the primary driver of the symptoms of premature aging. Third, L-ascorbic acid is thought to have protective effects against skin cancer and is recommended by many specialists as a topical treatment. Fourth, sun protection creams only protect against UV assault, but not the resulting oxidative stress and free radical damage. The application of L-ascorbic acid after sun exposure reduces the potential for damage and is thought to increase the benefits of sun protection by up to 800%. Your vitamin C product should be used in the morning after cleansing and under your sun protection. It can also be reapplied in the evening as long as it doesn't conflict or interact with another active product that you may be using in the evening. This is another seemingly obvious tip. However, the same challenges that we experience with vitamin C are also seen with vitamin A. There are many different forms of vitamin A, from retinol palmitate to retinol to retinoic acid, which is the final bioavailable form, of which there are a few different variants. All lower forms of vitamin A will be converted into retinoic acid in the skin. The more conversion steps there are, the greater the geometric loss of potency. So if we consider an ingredient like retinol palmitate, which is sometimes called pro-retinol, the concentrations that would be required in order for this ingredient to have any meaningful effect would have to be so high it would be economically unviable to produce such a product. So if you are looking for an effective vitamin A product, the best place to start would be with retinol. Retinol provides one of the best benefit to side effect profiles, making it well tolerated on most healthy skins. But now it can also get a little bit more complicated. You see, retinol is also not a very stable molecule, and consequently, the industry has tried to find ways of stabilizing it to improve shelf life. One of the common methods used is to encapsulate the retinol molecule in either a sugar sphere or a liposome. This outer shell then dissolves in the skin, releasing the pure retinol molecule over time. For this reason, manufacturers use the term time release when describing this type of action. What complicates things for consumers is that encapsulated retinol is nowhere near as effective as pure retinol. For example, a 1% retinol serum can be potent enough to cause skin peeling. However, a 1% encapsulated retinol product will have no meaningful effect. A good guideline would be as follows. If you are purchasing a product with pure retinol, it should have a concentration of at least 0.25% to 0.5% for some beneficial effect. If you purchase an encapsulated form of retinol, it should contain between 5 to 10% to have a meaningful effect. Now, when we use vitamin A, the skin can develop tolerance, and we may then have to migrate to a more powerful form in order to experience effects. The next step up from retinol is retinaldehyde, or retinal as it's commonly called. As we move closer towards the bioavailable form of retinoic acid, the effects are more potent, and so are the side effects. The side effects of high-dose topical vitamin A products include peeling and some sensitivity. With retinal, the same precautions should be considered when choosing between a pure and an encapsulated version. Encapsulated products have dramatically lower potency because the sugar or lipid shell occupies much of the molecular volume. The most potent and bioavailable form of vitamin A is retinoic acid, and this is found in a few forms, some of which are synthetic. These include forms such as adapalene, tretinoin, and isotretinoin. Pure retinoic acid is generally available with a prescription, except in extremely low doses in some countries. Vitamin A can make you photosensitive, so it is important to ensure that you use adequate UV protection during the day while you are using a topical vitamin A product in the evening. What are the benefits of topical vitamin A? It is known to increase the cellular turnover cycle, speeding up the renewal of cells. This presents in more vibrant, younger-looking skin. More potent forms can encourage mild peeling, and this is a normal side effect that usually subsides as the skin acclimates to the product. Vitamin A also improves collagen production, thickening the skin and reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, while fading superficial marks and pigmentation. This might sound like an obvious recommendation again, but it's important for you to understand the nuances with AHA so that you make an informed decision when purchasing a product. The two most common AHAs in home use products are glycolic acid and lactic acid. Both are very effective and yet have different properties. Let's begin with glycolic acid. It is the AHA with the smallest molecular size, allowing it to penetrate more deeply than other AHAs. Glycolic acid works by dissolving the protein bonds between dead skin cells. This is called a proteolytic action. This becomes important with age because the efficiency with which our skin is able to shed dead skin cells becomes impaired with time. This natural shedding process is called desquamation. Over time, as desquamation becomes less efficient, dead skin cells tend to accumulate on the surface, leading to poor texture and dull skin tone. With an AHA like glycolic acid, the dead skin cells are removed in a gentle chemical exfoliation process. Lactic acid is an AHA derived from dairy, but is commonly synthesized industrially for use in personal care products. Lactic acid is a bit more gentle than glycolic acid and can be tolerated in higher concentrations. Lactic acid is a moisturizing AHA, and it can effectively smooth the skin in the same manner as glycolic acid, but it does leave the skin feeling more hydrated by comparison. High concentrations of glycolic acid can leave the skin feeling a little taut and sensitive. There are also some excellent products available that contain a combination of glycolic and lactic acids that are worth exploring. So now that you know how AHAs work it's time to understand what to look for in a product. The actions of AHA are determined by a number of factors, such as the free acid content, the pH of the preparation, the concentration of the AHA, and the time on skin. For a home-use product, it's advisable to use a product that self-neutralizes with the water in the skin. So look for a lotion or serum that doesn't need to be rinsed off or neutralized in a separate process. It's extremely important to understand the concentration of the AHA, because under a particular concentration, AHAs are moisturizing and do not deliver the exfoliation effects that are desirable. For example, at under a 5% concentration, the benefits of glycolic acid are extremely limited. When formulated correctly, glycolic acid can be used at up to a 20% concentration in a home-use product. Well-formulated products do not need to be rinsed off and can be tolerated well by skins with good barrier integrity. Lactic acid can be used in higher concentrations, and concentrations from 10 to 20% are quite well tolerated by most skin types. There are some wonderful products that contain a combination of the two AHAs, and these usually contain a higher ratio of lactic to glycolic, such as 10 and 5% or 12 and 5% respectively, for example. It is also critically important for these products to be at a suitable pH of around 3.5 in order to exhibit the exfoliation properties of the acid. If the products are prepared at a higher pH, they may contain AHA, but the effects will not be meaningful. Time on skin isn't a consideration for well-formulated home-use products because they are designed to be left on and don't require neutralization or rinsing off. When using an AHA product, skin tolerance is critically important to assess. For beginners, using an AHA once weekly in the evening should be sufficient. It is important not to use your vitamin A product on the same evening and to follow with a neutral, non-active moisturizer if required after the AHA has had enough time on the skin, say 15 to 20 minutes. That said, many of the good AHA lotions are very moisturizing and the second step may not be required. AHAs are extremely effective at exfoliating chemically and are a gentle and predictable way to remove dead skin cells. It is important not to overstimulate and irritate the skin, so one should avoid mechanical exfoliation such as scrubbing. AHAs also improve collagen production and thicken the dermal layers of the skin, improving the appearance of premature aging symptoms such as fine lines and wrinkles, as well as lightening superficial marks and pigmentation. AHAs do also increase photosensitivity, and it is important to observe UV protection during the day when using an AHA at night. So those are my top 3 product tips for skin transformation in 2025. If you liked these and if you learned something, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, it will really help the channel reach others like you if you would like and subscribe. If you have questions, write them in the comments and I will make content to address your concerns.